Now, without a doubt, deadlift is my favorite exercise, and it could be the favorite for you too. But I know many of you want to get a stronger deadlift. It's not a matter of lack of leg strength or lack of back strength. So many of you just don't know how to properly set up for a deadlift. And it's one of those exercises where you're only going to be as strong as your technique allows you to be. So if you can properly set up, those numbers will shoot up. What's up, everyone? David here. Got a new video for y'all today. But before we get into it, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any new videos. Because remember, new videos on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So don't miss out. Now today we're going to be talking about the deadlift. Without a doubt, my favorite exercise, my favorite workout. Is the one I'm the best at. In my opinion, the true test of strength, just something as simple as picking something off the ground, is quite honestly not as simple as most people may see. Technique, your form, make sure that you dial it in. There's only so many reps that you have in your lifetime when it comes to a deadlift where you can do it incorrectly before something goes completely wrong. One rounded back, one bad rep, there goes a vertebrae. All right, just a slight little hitch here and there, there goes a blown disc. You got to make sure you dial it in right. But not just that. Let's just say you already have a good deadlift form. Make sure that everything is spot on. You're sinking your hips down, shoulders back, pulling the bar as you should. Okay? Maybe sometimes the reason why you're not seeing the progress that you want is because you're just burning out. You're deadlifting too often, deadlifting heavy, I should say specifically, too often, not giving yourself enough time to rest. Maybe you're not focusing on those accessories. These are all key things that you got to be on the lookout for. So I'm going to be explaining to you what have been 3 things that have really gotten me up to the point of where my current deadlift is. And I will like to say I am a conventional puller. I have nothing against if you pull sumo. Just know a lot of the tips that I'm going to be explaining are going to apply a little bit more so to conventional pullers, but take what you can, apply it where needed. First thing, you gotta know the proper setup, and I'm just gonna be going just real quickly on how I set up for the deadlift. If you want a more in-depth video, I got plenty of those already showing just a complete breakdown step by step of how to properly deadlift. So let's just go. You're under the assumption you look down, the bar is halfway over your feet. Make sure your shins are not completely up against it. Make sure you're not too far back. Now if you're looking down, bar cutting halfway into your foot. From right here, hip width stance. This is my squat stance. This is my deadlift stance. Toes don't have to be completely forward, just slightly out. Obviously not as wide as a squat stance. Figure out what's comfortable for you. From right here, when you go down, your knees should be caving outwards. You never want those knees to cave in. That's how injury happens. And because your knees are caving out, feel free to widen out your hands. So many people, they wedge their hands so close together and they feel the need that their knees have to be inside their hands, which, yes, that is the correct form. But if they're caving in, bro, you're so scrunched up, you have a 7-foot bar. Take advantage of the whole length. Widen out those hands so that way, even when you go down, your knees are still inside of your hands, but they're not caving in, they're caving out. From right here, this is gonna be the first tip. Wedge your hips and pull the slack out of the bar prior to lifting. You get that down, I guarantee it's gonna help you lift a lot more weight off the ground. What do I mean by this? So many people, they have the bad tendency, right when they get in position right here, they just grip and then they just rip the bar off the ground. No. What you want to do is sink those hips down, and as a byproduct, shoulders back, pack those lats, and pull the slack out of the bar. That slack is that pre-pull, getting tension off of it. So if you're using metal plates, you'll be able to hear a click. If you're using bumpers, maybe not so much, but it's that little, I don't know if y'all can hear that. You see, I'm pulling on the bar, and there's a little clicking noise, but the weight is not coming off the ground. That's pulling the slack. Now, I want you to ease into it. It shouldn't be just real quick, snap, and then pull. No, when you sink those hips and pull the bar down into your shins, shoulders back, right here, there's no click, but the bar is already pulling the slack, getting that tension. You should already feel a lot of right here. This should be firing up. Essentially, if you were to hold yourself in that position, already pre-pulling onto the bar, this should feel uncomfortable. You should be feeling the need to just want to explode up. That's what we need. We want to create that tension right off the ground, ease into it, so that way, if I were to pull just any bit harder, boom, the bar just comes off the ground. And so many people, they completely neglect that part. They by no means pull the slack out of the bar, and that's the reason why their form falls apart. That's the reason why right when they begin to pull, they didn't pull the slack. Next thing you know, hips shoot up, lower back starts to round, and they're just hitching the whole weight up. Learn how to properly set up before you even pull the weight off the ground. Now, let's go a little bit deeper on the setting of the hips. And if you heard me correctly, I said pack those lats. What do I mean by that? Well, so many people, they deadlift, their hips are so high up, their back is just curved. No, sink the hips down. Bend those knees, get a little lower. And because I don't want you to think that you're necessarily falling back like that, but when you sink your hips down and you pull the slack out of that bar, you're gonna feel as if you're almost pulling the bar back into you and falling backwards. You gotta find that sweet spot. So right when you feel the right amount of hip going down, pulling the slack out of the bar, you're just gonna feel what's natural for you. Once you're in that position, boom, it's that pull. Now, on top of that, as you're sinking those hips down, as you're lowering, I don't want you to neglect the upper back. I want you to pack those lats. What do I mean by that? I mean this. I want you to create the tension right here. The big muscle groups on your back, your wings, your lats, that's gonna play a crucial part in locking your back into that straight position prior to pulling the bar off the ground. We hear in a lot of different exercises, keep your shoulders back. You're gonna feel, you're keeping your back straight. Yes, you wanna do that here, but we're gonna take it a step further. Here's what I want you to do. Shoulders back, all right, so proud chest. I want you to shrug your shoulders up as high as you can. All right, my shoulders are still pinched back. We're never losing that. You're gonna keep those shoulders back the entire time. Shoulders up. Now I want you to do the opposite and bring your shoulders down as low as you possibly can while still keeping those shoulders back. So again, from the top, shoulders back, shrug up, now down as much as you can, as much as you possibly can. The moment you do that, bringing those shoulders as down as you can and as back as you can, you're gonna feel all of this tense up. It's gonna feel solid. That's what you call packing your lats. That's what you need to do on here prior to getting that bar off the ground. So as I'm setting my hips down, okay, from right here, pack those lats, shoulders back, shoulders down. Boom, my back is straight. So much tension. I feel like I just want to, boom, pop off the ground. That's how you properly set up for the deadlift. If you do all that accordingly, you drive your legs into the ground. Think about it like you're trying to leg press the floor away from you. From right there, the rest of the bar should come up. Simultaneously, lock out those hips, lock out those knees, and you got yourself a good deadlift with proper form. Now, you get better at doing something by practicing that one thing. You want to get better at deadlifts? You do it by doing more deadlifts. You want to get stronger at deadlifts? You practice lifting heavier in deadlifts. But here's the thing. There's only so often that you can deadlift heavy before your body just falls apart, before you feel like you're just burnt out. You got to learn how to properly program them into your weekly split. And that's exactly what the second point is. Know when to rest, know when to push. And this is going to vary from person to person. There's so many different things to take into account. One, age. The younger you are, the faster you recover. It's just by nature. That's the way it is. I'm young. I can recover fast. I can deadlift heavy every week and I'll be fine. But the older you get, the more rest that you're going to need. Maybe you can only deadlift heavy once every 2 weeks, once every 3 weeks, once every month, whatever it may be. You can still deadlift every week. I'm pretty sure everyone can do that. It's just how heavy can you go? How frequently the heavy sets are? That's going to vary because everyone's going to recover at different rates. The way that I personally go about it is I go in 3-week waves. That's the current program that I'm on. I start off 1 week with a relatively high rep set, and then the following week, kind of like a moderate rep set, and then that final week just absolutely heavy, and then I repeat the process. So I'll probably go anywhere like a high rep set of, let's just say 8 reps ish, 8 to 10 reps. That's week 1. Week 2, moderate reps, so anywhere between 3 to 6 reps, and then the third week anywhere from 3 or less reps. So 3-week cycles. So realistically, the heaviest ones, the heaviest lifts happen every 3 weeks. That's what's been working for me. There's been other times where I explain in other videos where I go 2 weeks light, 2 weeks heavy, 2 weeks light, 2 weeks heavy. Sometimes people are gonna have to go every other week. They switch off. Whatever it is for you, just give yourself enough rest. All right, give your erectors and your back, Give your lower back, the vertebrae, give your hamstrings, your glutes, your legs, give your grip strength, just give your body rest. You can only push hard for so long, and sooner or later you're just gonna feel burnt out. And if you're going into a heavy deadlift and you're completely burnt out, you're not well recovered, then at that point, are you really gonna be able to dial in the technique the way that you should? Let's be honest. Probably not. You're just going to be muscling the way up, or essentially ego lifting the way up, and then something's bound to give. So again, just give yourself enough time to rest. If you want to lift heavy every week, if you can hold up, okay, fine. As long as the form is not falling apart and you feel well recovered, by all means. But not just that, but what if you're going to be training deadlifts multiple times per week, or if you're going to be training legs multiple times in one given week? I train legs, I train lower body twice a week, every Monday and every Thursday. It used to be that I used to do it every Monday and Wednesday. Monday, quad emphasis squat day, and then Wednesday, deadlift emphasis hamstring day. That worked for a bit, but as the weights started getting a little heavier, as I started to get a little bit better strength, but that Tuesday in between of not hitting lower body, that one day of lower body rest was not enough. I needed to push it over another. I needed 2 full days of just not training lower body to fully recover, because if I were to try to deadlift on Wednesday, my legs were still way too sore from Monday's squat workout. So now what do? I was just honest with myself. You know what? I need an extra day. So I pushed it over to Thursdays. So Monday, I squat. Now I have Tuesday and Wednesday to give my lower body a break, let all the soreness go away, let my legs relax. And then Thursday, hit it hard again, lower body. So just listen to your body. If you're not recovering enough, all right, just add an extra day of rest. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not like you're completely not working out at all. Tuesday, I'm still hitting upper body. Wednesday, I'm still hitting core. Thursday, finally lower body. So it's not like I'm not doing anything at all. I'm still working out. It's just enough rest days between muscle groups. Give the muscles in my legs enough days in between before I have to work out it again. Reflect your workout program based off of your needs. And lastly, focus on those accessories. Yes, you understand the proper technique of the deadlift. I already emphasized, you get better at one thing by practicing that one thing. You want to get better at deadlifts? Practice your deadlifts, but you got to take into account the programming. We already addressed that. How frequently are you going to be practicing this movement? But it's not just that one exercise. Yes, you get better at deadlifts by doing deadlifts, but on top of that, focus on other exercises that if you were to get stronger in those, it's going to have direct carryover to the deadlift. Now we're going to be breaking down by muscle groups, other movement patterns, and the exercises you choose realistically are going to depend on whatever your weak point is on the actual regular deadlift. For the longest time, I was struggling with just getting the weight off the ground. Just initial pull, just 1 or 2 inches off the ground, and nope, couldn't get it. If that, I couldn't even get the bar off the ground. So I really needed to focus on just building that leg drive just straight off the floor. Just think about like leg pressing and pushing my legs down into the ground. I needed exercises that address that portion. So what did I do? I did a lot of deficit deadlifts, increased the range of motion from the floor, really forcing my legs to dig deep into the floor, and that's gonna help me accelerate the bar up. That worked perfect. There's been other times where I feel like now the lockout isn't the issue. I get the bar off the ground. I get it past my knees, but I just can't get that last few ranges of motions right there. At that point, it's essentially an RDL. When you really think about it, the last part, the lockout of a deadlift, all you gotta do is just lock out your hips, hip thrust this forward, and you'll get the weight up. So what did I do? Exercises that address that particular movement. And what I found to notice for me, good mornings on a hack squat. That feeling, the lockout portion of a good morning on a hack squat, the feeling I get in my lower back, my glutes, my hamstrings is the exact same feeling I get at the upper half of a regular deadlift. So I've been getting stronger in this movement, and I've noticed it's been really helping me out get stronger on the deadlifts. Now the lockouts are feeling a lot easier. Yes, there's still struggle, especially with those heavier sets, but I'm noticing the carryover. For many of you, you may actually have to do some type of leg movement for quads, something like an actual leg press. Again, that's a good cue for you to visualize what it's like to dig your legs into the ground at the start of the pull. So practice that on the leg press. The way you push your legs into the foot pad on the leg press is the way that you should be pushing your legs down into the ground on a deadlift. Okay, focus on that. If right before you lock out the deadlift, your hands start opening up and you lack grip strength, okay, practice grip strength exercises. Do some forearm work. Go ahead and do some farmer's carries. Whatever it is that your weak point is, go ahead and address it. Still place majority of your emphasis and your priorities on actual deadlift, but after you're done with all your sets and reps, whatever it is that you have written on your program for that main exercise, then go ahead and address your accessories. But don't just half-ass it. However much effort it is that you're putting, whatever intensity level that you're putting, however much energy, just grind, effort, grit that you're putting into that main lift, I want you to treat these accessories with the same tenacity. I want you to treat it with the same intensity. I want you to push it. Try to get PRs on these accessory lifts. Treat them exactly the way you would with a regular deadlift, and I'm telling you, you'll see the results. If I were to just half-ass all my sets on the good mornings on here, or just kind of go casually light and not really put as much effort on the deficit deadlifts, then realistically, what's the point of me doing them? The whole point of me doing those other additional exercises is to get stronger in those, because the stronger I get in those, it is guaranteed that I will get stronger in the actual deadlift because of the direct carryover that they have. There you have it, everyone. Deadlifts, the true test of strength, just picking something off the ground, going as heavy as you can, but make sure the technique is there. You can't just muscle up so much weight. Eventually something's bound to give. You blow out a disc, you herniate something, you strain something in your back, whatever it may be, you got to be safe about it. You got to know how to properly execute the lift. And it all starts with the actual setup. Pull the slack out of the bar, pack those lats, drive your legs into the ground, shoot the way up. On top of that, know how often you can push yourself. If it's time to rest, you need a deal a week, just be honest with yourself, take the rest. There's nothing wrong with that. Think of it as 1 step back, 2 steps forward. Nothing wrong when admitting that you need a little bit extra recovery time. And then accessories, stop neglecting them. And if you are going to do them, put some decent effort behind it. The same way you push yourself with the main deadlift, trying to get stronger in those, try to get stronger with those accessories. The carryover will be a night and day difference. Hopefully you all enjoyed this video. Comment down below any other tips that you may have for getting a stronger deadlift, any other tips that maybe I should be trying out, because I'm still trying to shoot up my numbers as well. My goal is to deadlift 500 pounds at some point. My current PR is 455. I want to get up there to 5 plates. Also, comment down below any other video suggestions that you'd like to see me do, whether it be about mindset, motivation, nutrition, diets, workouts, programs, whatever it is. Comment down below. I'd be more than happy to help y'all out. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any new videos. Because remember, new videos on this channel Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So don't miss out. And on Instagram and TikTok, same thing. Be sure to follow me on both accounts. I put all my links down in the description below. With that being said, I'll catch y'all next time.